What a lovely intro. Hey guys, this is the NXT review show on Unpopular Review. As you can see by the picture, Charlotte Flair made an appearance here in the Performance Center. Let's take this picture down here. We're your NXT trio. I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Poobah. I'm joined with the sensational Sabrina, Estella, and we got freaking Frecklesensei. Guys, how the heck are you?
I'm good. Just watched some NXT. Wearing some stuff of some people that made some surprise returns. We got the return of the phenomenal AJ Styles, which praise the Lord that he came back with his OG theme song because we had to say that malarkey that he wanted.
Thank you.
We were all gonna riot. And I have on my Nikki Bella hats as a little call out to Steamin' Willie Beeman in our group chat. When she came in the Rumble, he was like, who in the world cares that she's back? And I'm just like, the girls, the gays, the women's wrestling community, the women's internet wrestling community, they all care. The Bella Army is huge. How many WWE stars do you know get their own spin-off show?
That is true. It's only one, and that was
the Bellas.
That's it.
Ms. and Mrs. and Bianca Belair were only two couples, but only one set of sisters got their own spin-off show.
I'd be forgetting about Ms. and Mrs. Even though it's a good show, I just be forgetting.
It's funny. We're gonna get into some of these chats, but let's get real quick here. We got the Mike Knox show. I know this must have been a shout out towards you. He said that Laker has trash. I
hate Mike because I know why he said that. Look,
always a pleasure to see you, Miss Thug Angel. Hi.
Hey, Miss Thug Angel. Love you. By the way, hope you're doing everything. Everything's going great. Mike, we know we got this. Me and Mike, when it comes to basketball, it's like Peter and the chicken because who's
the chicken?
He's like, I don't even know at this point because he loves the Celtics. And as you know, Lakers and Celtics, it's bad. It's bad. It's a bad rival. We hate each other. I hate the way that they walk, the way they talk, the way that they dress. I hate.
You know what's if I could get real quick into the chat here, it's hilarious because we got one guy who's yelling and we got another guy who's speaking very softly. He says that Laker hat is trash.
He said it's very passive aggressive.
That last comment he put up there is not.
Well, apparently, I'm the chicken.
You are the chicken.
That's why. So it's always
no. You know what the best part about that is? In the end, the chicken winds up losing because he winds up dying.
He does die. The giant chicken does die.
I ain't gonna lie though. What was crazy about it was they literally took a time out and was like, "Hey, you hungry? I'm hungry. Hey, your family hungry? My family hungry too." They literally had a double date and fought over who was going to pay.
Oh yeah. No, that wasn't a double date. It was just Peter and then the chicken and his wife. And then Peter tells the chicken's wife like, "Stop talking." Matter of fact, the chicken has a name, Ernie. It was actually impressive when he started talking. Yeah, Ernie. His name was Ernie. Ernie the giant chicken, or someone would say the giant cock. We'll keep moving on because I think we upset a lot of people. Go ahead.
Now let's move on to the insanity that was NXT tonight. And speaking of things that made people upset, we started off with Jayne versus Stephanie Vaquer. Before the show even started, while we were watching NXT, this one down here was saying like, "Oh, I'm going to make the graphic for the show. I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm not going to be able to hop on for the night. You two take over and kill the show like always." But the second that Jayne winds up losing, he said, "I'm coming on the show. I got a lot to say. Not a lot to say, a lot to yell."
Yes.
And I knew the second the way the match ended, it was going to wake him up, and not in a good way. But match was good, and at least I will say the fact that they both had on black and green gear, it was like going to an indie show and seeing wrestlers go against each other wearing the same color scheme without even planning it. That's what that reminded me of.
I agree.
Freckles, you want to take
person that watched a lot of indie shows? I agree. It definitely gave that.
Which is perfect considering they're both indie wrestlers before they came into NXT. Go ahead.
Everyone's waiting for me to speak.
The chat is really, even the chat is waiting for you to speak. Even the chat is waiting for you.
George is waiting say something. So
Okay, so I love that you gave the backstory here because it is true. I was going to take the night off. I said these two can handle this. I'm not needed. And then I watched. They open up with Jacy Jayne and Stephanie Vaquer, and I go, "Oh, this is going to be a good match," because I think both of them are going to deliver very well.
Absolutely.
So let me go off rip to say this was a really good match. Say what you will about Jacy Jayne, but she was hanging in there with one Stephanie Vaquer and hung in there with her. But I want to air my grievances because guess what, guys? I'm very upset. And I know, as you all guys can tell, George, I want you to understand, I came on this show to spite you because I said I'm not going to give him what he wants. Not the guy who wears the sweater yelling at me. I came here just for you. So let me tell you something. That referee, he should be fired. Oh, matter of fact, no, not even fired. I don't go for that.
That was a lie. That was a 3.
That was off. No. Hold on, Freckles. No, please. Right now, I have only so much volume in my voice. Because let me tell you something. This ref, he's a moron. We all saw it. Did we all not see it? That Jasmine Nix hit Jacy. That's a disqualification. But the ref didn't do his job. This was me at the TV right here. Look, that's me. I'm LeBron right there. I was LeBron. Smith was the ref. Oh, I didn't know I did something wrong. And right after I heard that 3 count, here was me. Here's another one. Very upsetting. And I sat there and said, as soon as I saw that, my blood pressure, as you guys could tell, it didn't go through the roof. It couldn't have gone through the roof. It went to Jupiter. That's how upset I am. And now I'm here. I want that ref. I want something. I want that ref. I got my thing right here. And you know what I think that punishment for that ref should be? He should be handcuffed. Matter of fact, taped to a chair. Someone put earplugs in his ear, and he has to listen to the whole 10 tracks of a Nick Cannon CD. And I want him to listen to it for at least 2 days.
God, you're just trying to kill a person.
I want to see blood coming out the air. I want hashtag justice for Jacy. We're gonna get that going. Come on, chat. I know you guys are with me. Hashtag justice for Jacy.
Chat. I want y'all to do this shit. Do not Google this shit. Don't Google this shit. I want y'all to name me at least 5 Nick Cannon songs.
No,
5.
I got Gigolo and that's it. Does Parents Don't Understand count as one? Because it was with 3OW and what was his name? Little Romeo.
I'm gonna count that.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, God rest. But I'm gonna count that one. But yeah, all I know is really Gigolo.
No, don't even highlight her comment because she does stuff to spite me. Look at that. Oh, he's talking about Jacy losing again. This was her first loss all year. This was her first loss all year. I don't recall.
I love Shay. I love Shay though.
No, Shay just does things to spite me. That's all she does. That's what she does. She thinks this is funny. It's not funny. I don't even know Nick Cannon songs unless Drumline counts.
That
Parents Don't Understand. See that was, but there was a remix for the Jimmy Neutron CD.
That's what I was wondering. Wait, famous? Hold on. The fact that George knows a Nick Cannon song outside of Gigolo.
And he sits here and judge me? George? He knows a Nick Cannon song. Are you kidding me?
I'm literally about to Google this on my phone because I really don't know.
Stephanie, I'm sorry. Sabrina, you are very lucky of never hearing anything with Nick Cannon. You are blessed. Unlike the rest of us who have suffered Nickism or whatever it's called.
Oh my God, it's a real song.
What?
It came out in 2014.
I'm glad that I wasn't listening to music at that time. I'm about to do what's her name? Sabrina Carpenter. Please. Is that who sings that song? Or is
Sabrina Carpenter, yes.
Oh, I thought it was the other girl. I don't know her name. Shout out to Beyonce. She won a country album.
She did. Shout out to Beyonce.
Holy crap. The internet are dogging her for that, but that's besides the point.
I don't know none of these songs. The Google got like top songs of Nick Cannon. I only know one song.
George is trying to punish us. He says, name 3 Nick Cannon comedy specials. How about as soon as I turn off the TV? 10 out of 9. No out of 10 for me. Yeah.
I don't know the names, but I do remember the specials.
Wow, Shay's very rude. I hope the executive consultant is watching.
Who the hell thinks Fiend? Because is it Sabrina or is it Travis Scott? Because I keep hearing both of them doing it.
I thought Travis Scott and Future fused together.
It does sound like they fused together, though.
What's next, Sabrina? Because we're about to just do. But I want everyone to know, upset that Jacy lost, and Fallon is a terrible friend for not helping. She just watched as Jacy. What kind of person do you not know? I always say this every time when someone betray their friends. It means they didn't hear the song TLC. What about your friends? And I love that track. I sometimes do a little jiggle with it. I do this. What do we have next on the docket?
It's hard not to.
It's a fantastic song.
It's really hard not to.
See Mike right here. Look, Mike is in the comments. He says was a good match. It was a fantastic. Jeffrey, I don't know how this was in the canon reference. I hate this completely, but it was a fantastic match. Both these women really went out there and did their due diligence. Stephanie was going to get the win because, she's going against Fallon Henley, who I can see Fallon has been following up completely, and it's upsetting. But carry on. Let's go. Oh, Jacy doesn't betray her friends. I don't know.
Nick Cannon review for like 5 minutes was because you brought up punishing the ref by having him listen to it.
Matter of fact, I'm glad that you mentioned that. What was that? Someone Google that ref's name, because we're going to have a 2K25 match, and I'm going to have it for you guys next week. Me and the ref, special referee. I want the guy. I want Michael Bay, the ref.
Oh, God.
I wanted the girls from Sex and the City.
Oh.
I don't know who their names are. I just call them Sex and the City girls.
No, for real. What's bad is that we know who you're talking about, even though we don't know. I don't know the names at all, but I know exactly who you're talking about as soon as you said it.
Sabrina, take over. I'm so sorry.
Anyway,
please.
After all of that shenanigans of foolery happened, we have Zarya talking trash at Lash Legend for being in the Royal Rumble, but not being able to eliminate anybody, and for not bringing the tag titles back to NXT. And Lash tells her, "You talking big for somebody who spent the weekend at home watching us on TV with easy to talk all that." And Gigi says that Zarya has an attitude problem, and that started with Zarya and Soruka nearly killing them, with the bougie bully and Jakara Jackson siding with Gigi and Tatum. And after they leave, they're like, "You take care of your problem, and we will take care of whatever we feel like taking care of."
Period.
What you got for that?
I love this. I know certain people don't like the fact that NXT is doing more like drama and more giving more time of like
you're on the CW. It's going to have more drama.
Exactly. I was about to say, first of all, it's CW. If you ain't seen American, if you haven't seen All American, then you don't know what CW is all about. It's literally about just drama the whole entire doggone time. For crying out loud, they remade Archie and called it Riverdale. I'm still mad about that. But anyway,
wait, you liked Riverdale?
No, didn't.
Okay.
I didn't, but I know some people that I've been talking to. They actually enjoyed it. I just didn't. I didn't care for it, but I did love this exchange.
Get into it then, but carry on.
But I did love this exchange. For me, I'm like, okay, it's about damn time that the girls from Meta 4 is standing on business in NXT. It's like there's no way that you keep on building them up. You keep on building them up, having them face Bianca out of all people multiple times, have a whole black girl magic moment in Royal Rumble. There's no way you're not feeling build these two up. I love the interaction. I love the feud that's coming up, that's cooking. And I'm going to keep saying, and I said it last week, and I said it before, bring back the NXT Tag Team Women's titles. I am tired of only one particular team having a tag team title for the women. Yes,
I've been saying that ever since they brought the titles up to the main roster, and
I agree, because I love, although I love Bianca and Naomi all day, every day. Like, yes, I love them, but it is time. It's been time. It's so many. Every time that we watch NXT, it's at least 10 to 15 women that we see in that locker room.
Mm-hmm.
They're just standing. They'll just be standing there, and
well, now starting in March, they're going to have a program where they're going to have some WIDs and some potentials that will eventually get called up, be doing their thing there, and of course they have their other show over there, LFG, that'll be shown on A&E as well. So,
are you guys going to be watching that? I'm kind of intrigued by it.
I'm gonna watch Evolve. I'm definitely am.
I mean, it'll give me something to watch over AEW on Wednesdays when I don't get asked to.
Well, that's
review it.
Evolve. I think it's Evolve. That's on Wednesdays, and
Yes.
the other thing, because what was the
and it's on
LG?
Tubi. Like it's
Yeah, yeah.
free. It's free.
I love Tubi. I watch The Honeymooners on there.
I actually do enjoy Tubi because Tubi
Mhm.
be having some gems.
It's a
Their
good
anime
time.
collection. Tubi's anime collection is almost up there to Hulu's anime collection. It's
Oh, nice.
They even got the older. They
Yep.
got the older
They-
animes.
Give me a bunch I want to watch.
Well, Jeffrey's pointing out it comes out March 5th for the
Yeah.
Evolve. Okay. Right. And he's also, Jeffrey was agreeing. Could we see you guys in the chat? We appreciate you guys. I'm sorry. Oh, he was saying praise because he was talking about the women tag team title. I don't see them bringing that title back. I mean, it's always possible.
Yes.
I mean, how long has it been? It hasn't been 2 years yet, right? It's close to it.
Just about. It's just about been 2 years.
Oh, me too, George. He says I hate agreeing with George, but he has a Tubi on Roku. No, because George is just rude. You saw the first few comments. It was just
Yeah, no,
meant
I
to
ain't
be-
gonna lie. The first like 5 comments was just straight jabs at you. Like I was like, dang.
I mean, it's too bad he don't know how to punch. It's too bad he don't know how to punch because I felt nothing.
Rivalry of the Year here on UPR, another category that we're going to add in our end of the year UPR awards.
Which
Anyways,
one? Who's ref of the year?
you and George.
Oh, we're gonna do a match. That's gonna be the first 2K25 match. It's gonna be me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be BadGuy Jets against the Sweater versus George Lewis. And
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
ref.
not gonna lie. Like thinking about it, that
No, I want Michael. Who's the guy who played the first Batman? Michael Keaton as the ref.
Keaton as a ref.
Yes.
Anyways, we get a quick hype reel for Roxanne Perez breaking Bayley's record of last year at the Royal Rumble. And
She was fantastic, by the way, in the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
beating her record with
Very
1
well.
hour, 7 minutes, and 47 seconds. Then after that, we get Oba Femi being interviewed backstage, and he says Ava might run NXT, but he runs the ring, and he's going to show A-Town Down Under that they don't belong in the ring with him, and that he don't owe Trick a damn thing.
Yeah, that was wild. It's hard for me to hate Oba. Anything that he
How
said.
can you not like Ober? First, if you
hard
don't
for
like
me to hate
Ober, he could just throw you into the sun.
He can
That's
throw everybody into the sun.
Look, this is why I carry. Like I got muscles. I can fight, yes, but some people are
I
just
believe it.
big.
You're wearing
Some
the
people
Vegeta.
are just at that size where sometimes you just gotta pop up and show and shoot people. Because if Oba ever comes at me, I'm be like, bro, you got it. You got it, bro.
Sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes that's all you can do is just be like, yo, bro, I don't want to start anything with you. I'm out.
Nah, for real, because like at this point, I'm going to jail. Like if you hit me,
Or you're gonna be in a casket because that's a big black man.
Exactly.
Real quick, we want to say real quick, thank you for stopping by, Miss Doug Angel. We always appreciate you. She says, love you. I gotta go early for family stuff. Have an awesome. Thank you, and we appreciate you always stopping by, madam. Carry on.
MVP.
Well, after that, we get the
Yes.
buffoonery that is Lexus King in the ring for a promo, which
Did anyone want to throw like a bottle of water on his face to see what happens? Because this is honestly becoming ridiculous. Like I usually never say anything about this, but today I said this is egregious. This is too much for me. One Lexus King, and then like I don't know. And I know Sabrina Stella. I know you always sat him and said who drew that, but like I don't know why tonight seemed wild.
this morning.
Huh?
He didn't draw. He spray painted it fresh this morning. That's what it looked like.
Hey, do you think it's the same guys that did RVD and Ryback's tights?
I don't know.
Oh my god. I just realized that. I'm so
But
mad.
anyways, he came out here and wanted to be humble. And how can he be humble when he's on the path of being the biggest star in the history of professional wrestling? He couldn't do it by himself. With legends in the back, William Regal tried to show him the light. He's got the looks that kill and the pedigree that will. And he says, did we really think he was going to be some law-abiding, submissive beta? No, because the king's blood doesn't run with that of a Norman. I was thinking to myself, what are you trying to be, like Harry Potter referencing us as muggles? And I only know that because I've heard that reference
Oh,
before.
check you out.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I watch Harry Potter too, so I could get 8 hours of sleep. So good for you.
Jesus Christ, 8 hours.
He was born into this
Never did
business,
that.
the son of a psycho, but he never asked for it. He tried everything he could be. He didn't know his father, but knew that he was
That's
a loose
okay.
cannon.
Daddy
Would
wasn't there.
To change my underwear, he doesn't seem to care. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Excuse me. He says it's a shame he had so much potential. Through all the smoke and mirrors, he felt that he was best when he was his father's son, because that's what he is. He was never going to change. You can't get a tiger to change your stripes that easily, as they say. And I always knew from the get-go that he was nothing but
This is true.
fire.
Sabrina never trusted him.
And all, I mean, he's not. Look at his beard. His beard is not trustworthy. Like,
It's the literal beard of a villain, and he never changed it, even when trying to act like a baby face. So we all knew we couldn't trust him.
I mean, you guys are not just against. Y'all not against guys with beards, right? I mean,
no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not. But I just don't trust him. It's like prime example. He I know Jack probably have seen this show before, but it was a great show on PBS called Cyber Chase.
Oh, I remember that show. Yeah. And the villain, he had that green dude, right?
He reminds me of him. He
Vaquer.
is just like him. Tell me that's not Lexus King.
I mean, I don't remember Lexus King having a butt chin, but like, sure.
Like literally.
And you know
he
what's
was
funny?
just-
He's another example of someone who
Someone
calls
should censor that butt.
the. And you can't
Mhm.
trust nobody who refers to themselves as the, not the. But
Right.
anyways,
I think 1 week I'm just gonna have and just see if you guys kick me off the show.
we would never do that to you.
See, this is why I say we honestly, real quick, to pull the
Never.
curtains back a little bit even more. We exchange "we love yous" in the group chat, so that's why I know this team is going to work. So I appreciate you guys. Carry on. You're doing a fantastic job, because we had a big surprise, didn't we?
Yes, we got a big surprise. He was talking about the Heritage Cup. Says that she's been mistreated, and that his first proclamation as champion is to get rid of the rules of the Heritage Cup. No more rounds, no more cornermen, no more time limit, which one of the only things that I actually like that he said. And that it is one fall, winner takes all, because this is his. And then out of nowhere, and when it happened, I kid you not, my jaw dropped the entire time. Because
Yeah.
we got Fandango returning to NXT, which I didn't expect in the slightest. First of all, I didn't even know that he was in the system in TNA, because like I told
I thought he
them,
actually.
really.
I honestly thought he. I thought his contract was. I don't watch a whole lot of TNA, but I thought his contract was done.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know he changed his name. Like I was like, whoa, wait.
again, neither did I.
Mhm.
I only keep up with as far as men's wrestling in TNA if it involves the Rascals. But he reintroduces himself, saying that he used to get real weird here in NXT, which everybody knows, with all the dancing, the breezango.
Yes.
Lexus says he knows who he is, that he used to run around playing dress up with Tyler Breeze, that this isn't the YMCA, this is NXT. And
Which is wild.
Fandango says that's very witty coming from someone who looks like he spray painted his face this morning.
I mean, he really called him out like hard.
He really did call him out. Like he
and that's why I
what
said
we
it.
all was thinking.
Fandango said, and that was literally the perfect way
He
to
did.
describe.
Real quick, I mean, and then we're gonna play a quick commercial. One of the things, did you guys pay attention to the crowd? Because the crowd was, and I'm talking about before. I'm gonna make sure I got his name right. JDC came out. They seemed like they were not interested in anything. Brian, I mean, I'm sorry, Lexus King was saying. I know, right? I butchered it, but Lexus, it seemed like they had no care. I think there was.
He's a cheap heel. Like he does cheap heel heat, and unfortunately in the NXT crowd, they've seen plenty amount of cheap heel heat from certain wrestlers that didn't make it out of NXT. So you gotta be a little different, and that was my problem. That was my problem with him from like AEW to NXT. Was like he was showing a little bit of signs that he could do real heel stuff in AEW, and I don't know what happened when he wins the NXT, but now he just became stale. He's almost like carrying Cross, but like a diet. It's like drinking Diet Mountain Dew instead of getting the regular Baja Blast.
That's honestly very upsetting. I'm so sorry. Like when you made that reference, it's really heartbreaking. Like you have Mountain Dew and it's just no. You gotta give it a no out of 10. No out of 10, baby. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this whole Heritage Cup thing, I've never been a fan of it. Even when he was breaking down the rules, I said you might as well just like retire this whole thing. It's just not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I mean, I did appreciate that it was. Yes, I appreciated that it was something different, and I always try to give stuff like that an opportunity because I said, "Oh, that's different." Sometimes I even go like, "Hey, this is just not for me," because that's okay to say. But they keep going with this thing, and I don't know because I mean, what was it like 6 rounds? I made it different. Now it's one fall. I don't know. I've had them give up the concept.
Between you have somebody in your corner that hypes you up, gives you water, encourages you, etc., etc. Kind of like a boxing match almost, but much shorter.
Right. Yeah. And that was
that's
cool.
how I look.
Yeah, and it was, and I say cool meaning in concept. It was a different idea, cool, but I just never had any interest. It just never did anything. And now making it one fall, I just feel like just retire the whole thing because now I just feel like I don't know.
It's not.
I don't give it its own unique.
There's no prestige to it no more.
The prestige, but I say it doesn't make it unique anymore. And that was something that I think they were trying to do is make it unique. But to answer George's question real quick, and we'll do a commercial. It's very unfortunate to hear about Duke being let go. I'm pretty sure any other company's gonna pick him up because that is a talented guy. So I think he'll be fine. I remember all the different gimmicks that he had. There was a gimmick where he wore genie pants. I think he was like a casino dude, but he really found his niche in Chase U, and God knows how I feel about Chase U. But he'll be fine nonetheless.
Yeah,
I already said my piece. Duke Hudson, go to TNA. Do not go to AEW.
And if he goes to TNA, one, I think he'll have a better chance there, and two, there's always that, that's still that working relationship. And
if he goes to AEW, he's only going to be used for a couple weeks, and then he's going to be in the back with catering with everybody else, including Ricky Starks. That isn't going to be utilized on TV right now.
With all the respect in the world, Sabrina stuff, he's not in catering. He's shackled somewhere in the garage with Ray Phoenix.
Actually, I think they're both shackled.
They held hostage.
Yeah, they're being held hostage. Do you remember that one episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob he was doing a restaurant thing for Squidward, and he was like, "Hey, what's Mr. Crab and Patrick?" And they were just tied up in like a closet somewhere. That's for Ray Phoenix and Ricky Stark. And I hope eventually that they do get let go. But let go and go other places where they are wanted. But let's play a commercial, and we'll be right back after these words.
Speaking of Ivy now obviously is going after the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know why she wants to. The Intercontinental Championship is just a ticket to the front row seat of Monday Night Raw. You get no chance to be on. I mean, no, seriously. You're laughing. I'm dead serious. Since she won, she's like, that's where I see her all the time. Like, does she even have an interest anymore? I saw what Ivy now threw her out on the Royal Rumble. First of all, this is how ridiculous this was. Ivy now throws her out the Royal Rumble. What is the Royal Rumble? The Royal Rumble is 30 women in that match so they can compete for a world championship. They bring the Intercontinental Championship there. Ivy now throws her out. And then as she throws her out, she does one of these and says, "I'm coming for you." And that's title. So I'm thinking in my head, oh, you clearly don't want to win this match. She said it like 2 times. "I'm coming for you." Yeah, that's right, for you. What's the point of you being in this match? But Lyra Valkyria, shout out to her. She was in the front row again. Right, she has a special seat with her name on it every single week, and I don't know what her interest was. I think one of our clips that we did, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but now she's changed it. In case you didn't know, instead of this, she does this because that's all she can do when she's sitting there in the front row on Monday Night Raw.
It's hilarious throughout that whole commercial. All I got is nothing but laughter. And EC patting himself on the back because he's so humorous. But that is the Monday Night Raw review show.
Funny, though.
That is very rude.
I will give credit.
He was hilarious.
That was a little funny. That was
Listen, honestly, he had a valid point because I like Lyra Valkyria, but she has been nothing but in the. Matter of fact, I think when I was watching, and I said, how do you work there and they have you in the crowd? Like, I don't know. That is kind of weird.
It's weird. It's
that
weird.
Is weird. I mean,
clearly they really had like no future sight of what they wanted from the IC title. Especially going into especially when we go into Mania season, I feel like that was just like a filler title, which I'm cool for because we needed a filler title. In the main roster.
I think you need a second title for the women. I mean, it's just I want them to have direction with it. I mean,
let her be a fighting champ. And
no, I was gonna say, like, I know a lot of people a lot of times want to bring all these belts, at least the US champion, who falls on Chelsea Green and Meechin, which I like guys, he write that. But my thing is because a lot of people say bring this belt, bring that belt. So that's a lot of it.
She was in the legend section. She
is. I hope they find something with her.
To call the first ever women's intercontinental champion a legend, then so be it. That's probably the only reason why they have her in that category.
Right.
Which honestly,
this
I hope
is the first.
Somebody takes that belt away from her soon because she's been boring. Anyways, we're back to reviewing NXT. And with all that shenanigans and buffoonery that happened between Lexus and Fandango, excuse me, we get told.
I still find it amazing. You live in Florida. How do y'all get sick? It's always hot.
It's tropical. First of all, Florida doesn't even know what it wants to be.
No, it doesn't. I didn't know it could rain down there.
It rains all the time in the summer. Are you kidding me?
It rains every day.
I'm not laughing.
Because it's so damn hot. You're saying cool down and pounds on the rain for like 10 minutes and then it stops.
Oh,
literally.
I am impressed. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just thought it was always sunny and y'all had alligators.
We do, but they're way down south. But
can I say real quick? The next time go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. Alligator meat and grits.
Wait, what?
It's delicious. Yes, alligator meat.
No one can see the face below me, but that was great.
Fried alligator meat and grits is delicious.
I know. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to judge it because I haven't had it, but I do want to say.
I've never eaten alligator.
I just wanted to say real quick to one Sabrina Estella. I told the executive consultant one. I said when I come down there next time, I want to go to that alligator. There's an alligator zoo, and I want to go there.
Now, I will say though, alligator is chewy, but it's very chewy, but it does kind of taste like chicken. I'm not even gonna lie.
It tastes like chicken with
George. You know,
it kind of tastes like chicken.
George always try to attack people, but clearly he can't pay attention. Who eats alligator? My guy right here just said he eats alligator. Like, are you not paying attention, George Samuel Lewis?
When I'm in, dang, the whole government name is wild.
Where you go in Florida.
Oh, I'm sorry,
but yeah,
Gatorland. I'm gonna go there.
Anytime I go to Florida, I always get either gator bites or it's going to be alligator and grits.
You know what? I mean, Freckles, we were supposed to actually go to Florida today because I was supposed to hop the rails. But, you know, next time we're going to link at some point, and I'm going to give this a try because you said it's good, and I'm a guy who likes to try different things. Duck tacos is on the menu, and that is on the menu.
I don't know about that one.
How are you going to say that to me and then you talk about alligator?
I've had bad history. I've had bad history with duck. I've had bad history with duck. Like I
think we've upset.
You don't have to eat it if you don't want to, George.
Yeah, you don't have to eat it, George Lewis.
You don't have to eat it.
Yeah, George. even Jeffrey's in it. Go ahead.
With all the shenanigans and buffoonery, long story short, like I just said, JDC, I apologize, said that he talked with Ava and he's got a match for that cup next week with Lexus King.
Oh yeah.
So then after all that, we get Tony D in a commercial for the show The Wild Cards that's coming out tomorrow, season premiere.
Hold up. Did anyone think, because I walked out from it and I came back and I'm not even being funny. I said, wow, NXT is getting really dramatic here. Okay.
I'm not gonna It did look like a promo for NXT.
Right. I said, who the hell are these people?
The only one I recognize is the one with the light brown hair with the bangs.
Who's that? Okay, who's that? What's she do?
She's an actress. She was on the show Riverdale.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
And
that was
she
your show,
also
Freckles.
was on Disney Channel on the show that got canceled after a couple seasons. My Babysitter's a Vampire.
I remember that. Oh, something. I don't know
I
why.
remember that show, but I just never seen it. But I remember it.
But we had the family watching it backstage, and Luca and Rizzo are putting over Tony D for his Hollywood star moment. And Stax sarcastically complains about how Tony D wasn't having time for them last week. Oh, this is why you didn't have time for us last week. And Tony D says that,
Yo, what you doing?
Right.
Like, really, where are you coming from? Yo, not for nothing. You could tell people like that as a hater. You could watch your backs on Stacks because Stack is turning. He's already.
I said it.
Yeah, like you can see it right here, and all this stuff. Yes,
the
please do
work
all
that
that
he's done in the indie scene on TV. I'll say that right now. I've seen it. The executive consultant has seen it.
Mhm.
Most likely in person more than I ever will been able to have. But he does good heel work.
All right, and you know what? Maybe it's good for him. He separates from because you see this all building. He's jealous of Tony being the North American champion. He's on a TV show, and that's all going to play out on this stage. Is he Dame Part? No, she's not.
Really?
I don't know what's going on there.
Herself in the family.
Technically, yes.
Really?
If you know.
No.
That
She's
was
trying to
technically.
insert herself in the family because she doesn't want to be anywhere near
Oh
Sean.
no, I'm sorry. I meant Jeffrey, but carry on. I apologize. I just wanted to correct that. And,
Hey, if
come
Trisha
on.
Edwards joins JDC next week for that Heritage Cup match, it'll be interesting. But then again, he did say he's getting rid of all them rules, so that includes no cornermen. But if it's going to be a regular match, then
So you mean?
you want?
Yeah, she
It's gonna
could.
be weird. It's gonna be weird how this format is gonna go because
That they're eventually going to wind up taking away that belt, that cup altogether, and just axing it because what has it done for anybody exactly?
Chris, you know this young whippersnapper here. Oh, we'll get to this comment first. Tony D's having one of the most. It's not
why I
hitting.
love Shay. This is why I love Shay.
You don't know what it's like working with her. She's lovely. I'm not gonna lie. She's the best co-host a guy could ever ask for.
I love
But
her.
she knows how to push buttons. But that one, I do agree with her.
I
love how
one day, Shay, me and you gonna do something. I don't know what it is, what it's gonna be, but I gotta figure. I can't just. I love Jack. I love him, but I can't. I can't just take his side unless.
Why not? What? Why
I gotta
would you
work.
not?
I gotta work with the person from my experience. Like
No, you don't. All you have to do. Look, like I told my mother this just today. Just listen to me.
You tell her
But
that every time that someone else in wrestling gets mentioned, but I ain't gonna say his name, otherwise your blood.
Good for this Christopher Harris guy. He's so you could tell he just started watching the show because he randomly just mentioned Stephanie Vaquer is the future star. I'm glad that he just mentioned this as we're not talking about Stephanie. And one day she will work with you. When you work with her, you'll realize the greatness that is one Miss Shea Sawyer. And that's the last nice thing I'll ever say because I don't have enough tea in here. My Virgo cup. Carry on. Why do I keep calling you Stephanie? You're not a Stephanie. Sabrina, not competent. Do you want me to say please again? Because I will say
please again. You're good.
Thank you.
But we do wind up getting Stax Lorenzo. We do get Stax versus Ridge Holland, which match is fine. I have no problem with Stax. I've enjoyed his work before he got signed onto WWE. But we all know how much I don't care for one Mr. Ridge Holland because...
Oh, you're a bitch. He's such an asshole. He knows why he did that. I want you to know that backstage. Carry on, Sabrina. No, because he did that on purpose. I know what he did. He wanted me to react. You got it. You got it with your stupid tank top. I didn't even recognize you without your glasses, but go ahead.
I didn't even look. The tank top is throwing me.
Match was fine. Izzy Dame tried to get in there to help out, and she leaves, and the distraction was enough for Lorenzo to get it off of a schoolboy. And unfortunately, courtesy of the Redeemer, Ridge Holland gets a victory.
Good. I love that. I love when the good guy win. I love Ridge. I know George calls him boring, but he is the good guy.
Look, not the good guy in this.
I'm sorry. Anybody who reads the world of Chase U is good in my eyes. Put him for governor. Don't highlight George's comment because obviously
Ridge. I can't agree with Ridge is boring because in the ring he can go.
George don't know anything. George just collapsed on his laptop and hope for some words, please. He don't even know what he's writing.
Shade. But yeah, I don't know. Like Ridge had good I would say this. Ridge had good points.
God.
But the way he's doing things is wild. Like the way he's doing things, trying to redeem himself and everything. We get it. We finally, yes, Rich, we have forgiven you about what you did with Big E. We forgave. Some people
haven't, but I've yeah, because that was a freak accident. I mean,
yeah, it was a freak accident. At first, I was like, dude, you got to be a little sharper than that. But he has redeemed himself. I'm glad that he, sticking with NXT. Because I mean, look at Pete. Like, anybody.
I think he has a better chance at NXT than on the main roster. So yeah,
exactly. So I like it, but something's missing with him.
Mm-hmm. It's the personality because I think his in ring is solid.
Yes,
but he doesn't really. He's not the most. Yeah, personality wise, he just doesn't have that.
He has no personality. Why do you think they put him with Sean Spears?
Wait, what?
I think we're frozen.
Oh no, I'm right here. I'm sorry. Am I not moving? Boom. No, it was just camera. Yeah, like I still have.
Wait.
That was random.
Yeah, it was. That doesn't really happen to you much, and now somebody's gonna probably screenshot that and send it in the group chat later. It ain't gonna be me, but somebody's probably gonna do that. And my guess is it's probably whoever's backstage. But anyways, speaking of backstage,
who Shaq?
Josh Briggs
with that black tank top, he looked like Shaq.
What is it with the sound effects today?
I have no idea.
Person doing all that buffoonery, but we have Josh Briggs and Ina Moore confronting Fraxton about.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. Is anyone not annoyed with these guys?
Yeah, I don't care for them.
I hate that. I mean, it reminds me of Eddie moaning and groaning about getting a championship shot.
Oh, we'll talk about Eddie.
And it was like, we don't care.
We'll talk about Eddie later. But they mentioned like how they haven't beat out the mud, that they beat out the mud so hard that they haven't been back.
Oh my.
And that they've gone everywhere defending it. NXT, TNA.
Yeah.
They have.
They're going to go and defend the titles against the Nemeth brothers in TNA, and in the meantime, go find somebody to fight so you can actually earn a title shot.
Yeah, who have they beat? What have they done?
Can anybody name at least 3 matches that they've done?
I think they've done stuff in Japan, but they haven't done anything in NXT.
Right.
They haven't done anything. They keep approaching them like, "Hey guys."
That's the only thing they.
They're like that uncool guy when you're at the water cooler drinking water and be like, "Hey, how about them Knicks?" And then you tell them, "I don't watch sports. Please stop talking to me. Please leave me alone. Stop. Please stop. I'm about to file. I'm about to file for harassment. I'm about to go out of my way." Yes.
He's that one guy. Like everybody else is talking about the same thing, and then when he comes in, he ruins it. Like it's
really just the one who can't read the room. It's just
he's the one person that you add in the group chat, but you have to give a disclaimer to everybody that hey, such and such.
Disclaimer. This team don't really do anything for me. Maybe I gotta see them in the match, but together they haven't done anything. And I've seen them in brawls, and I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
I don't see the hype.
I'd like to see how this new tag team do next week. I guess we get a chance because they're fighting next week, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yes, and we will discuss the details of that in just a bit. But we did get Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley against Soruka and Zarya since they had their little spat in the locker room.
Hey, yo.
And when I saw Tatum Paxley and Gigi can't come in, when I saw Gigi, I immediately thought Beetlejuice.
Jay!
With the mix of Frankie Monet with the furry leg warmers that she likes wearing now so much.
Oh, you're talking about Tyra, right? When you said with the fur, you talk about Tyra, right? Or Tyra, I think is her name?
Yeah.
Because you said Frank. Okay, I just want to be talking. I was saying that name sounds familiar, but carry on.
Well, yeah, that was her NXT name. That's why I said it. But like I said, I didn't know what Tatum was going for. All I know was probably just to match Gigi. And so Rook and Zara came in, and match was good. Some pretty decent back and forth. I mean, Gigi and Tatum work well as a team. So Ruka, Soul, and Zarya, not the team that you expect, but they work fairly well together. So
There was something
it wasn't
about
a bad.
them. Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean,
I enjoyed it.
I got nothing with that.
And the courtesy of the Soul Snatcher, so Ruka and Zarya retained against the New Age Hex girls.
I thought Zarya and I'm sorry, Soul were pretty good as a team. I mean, I caught a little bit at the end because I was moving around a little bit, but I was like, there's something about them that work together. Now, I did enjoy Gigi getting pinned here, so I enjoyed all that. Yeah. I call that justice. But I thought these two, see, Freckles, we're about to take over. We're about to be the tag teams of the 10 galaxies. This is great. Someone who's agreeing with me, Sabrina, Estella, you're going to be our manager. This is great. This is fantastic. We're going to stop. We're going to go at NWA first. We're going to get the tag team titles. We're just going to say we're not here for the coke. We're here for the tag titles. I think everyone's down for that. Yeah, I don't.
Apparently,
if you want to go after the tag title,
you get a title.
They have.
Who are the tag champs?
They have a couple of tag teams over there. They got the NWA tag team champions, and then they have the NWA television tag team champions. I believe.
Let's go for the television championship.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely make that.
AJ Kazana and Casey Kazana with their dad Joe Kazana as manager.
Oh please.
There's a lot of Kazanas in here, and so you know what? I could cancel less. I love that. That's good.
Allegedly, Knox and Murdoch are the tag team titles.
Yes, Knox and Murdoch are the tag champions over in NWA.
Who's this?
That's too easy.
Chemical. Oh yeah, that's their name. Chemical. Yeah, no, that's a dope name.
Chemical Triple
Yeah, that's dope. It's like a matter of fact, there was a really cool picture with all three of them with Jacy. And they have they looked like the Powerpuff Girls. It actually kind of worked.
But great after all that, which good match, I had no problem with it. Everybody knows I love my women's wrestling, and I will fight for my justice for women's wrestling.
No, this is actually a true fact, because let me tell you, one day I looked at one Sabrina Estella's stories, and I saw where Jacy was getting attacked, and she did apologize, but she said, I love women's wrestling. And I said, I understand, darling, I get that. But this is still very upsetting.
When it comes to stories, I mostly share women's wrestling unless I see male wrestlers that I like or moments that I was just like, what the F, that I had to share.
Sabrina Estella, I'm gonna help you out with some really good male wrestlers right here. I'm gonna give you a video of one Juventud Guerrero, the greatest cruiserweight of all time. Don't let Rey Mysterio fool you.
Here we go.
He's a fraudulent.
Anyways, after all that, we get Trick Williams' interview backstage, and he says he hasn't talked to Oba, but the plan is simple: show him he deserves the title shots, not Waller in theory, and that Oba's got his receipt coming. And I'm just like, you are supposed to work together for like 15 minutes. Don't try to do no stupid shit. Come on. Sorry, Dark. Don't care.
I was about to say, it's straight. He don't give a damn.
I put that right in the jar for you. And I think I just got a paper cut. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
I'm fatally injured.
What was probably Dice's favorite moment of the night, with Bayley making her entrance in the ring. And then we got Roxanne coming in. Mm-hmm. But before Giulia can even be announced, Roxanne wants to talk about how great she was in the Rumble, that Giulia can wait because it's about them, how she beats Bayley's record, breaking it, being the longest woman to ever be in a Royal Rumble ever. And she said, and Bayley's like, well, you didn't win either. So Roxanne says, I eliminated Giulia, and that you're only coming back to throw your weight in the best women's division in wrestling, and that you want the title. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, she's already had it. She's not going to come back down when she's doing just fine in the main roster. She's helping putting you a little bit more over before you officially come up to either Raw or SmackDown. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. But after the Rumble, she gets it because she wants all the titles. And Bayley says, you don't get it. You still don't get it. I built one of the first rings in the Performance Center. Dusty Rhodes taught us how to cut a promo and hold a mic in this very area, and that you don't got no respect for any of that, and that when you lost the title, you lost your mind. Kind of reminded me when Becky Lynch, when she became big time Bex and lost the title to Bianca and was going crazy trying to get the belt back. And Bayley pushes through on all fronts, which is why she's going to qualify for the Elimination Chamber and go on to WrestleMania. And that while you throw your hissy fit and that you might just lose your best friend, that if you don't win the title at NXT, it's Vengeance Day, I'll be just fine. But will you? And then Roxanne says, Bayley doesn't get it because when it comes to the title, she ain't got no friends, mentors, or equals. And I just thought to myself, ooh, girl, what about your best friend in the back that's had your back since day one, making sure that you kept that title until Giulia took it away from your ass?
Thank you, for real, because first of all, if Audacity was a person,
best friend who you like to call yourself AJ Lee and CM Punk's children,
if Audacity was a person, it was hard tonight because it was a lot of contradictions that she was saying. Because first of all, to say my role model, and for her to say, yeah, this is my role model, but now she's just in my way. How was she in your way when you wasn't even a factor at the time that they put on Takeover? How was they in your way when you have not even amount to barely anything? Like, you're not even on when Bayley did the crash out and destroy all the wackies. You're not even on that level yet. Like, I'm gonna need her to humble herself a little bit.
No, you know how she was in the way of them making history over at Takeover when she was sitting at home watching the TV, probably blocking the screen from her parents and siblings while they were watching it with her.
Right.
But as she says, she can keep talking because she's going to win her title back and then go to Raw and SmackDown and win those titles. And if she decides to vacate the title, maybe Cora Jade can finally win a title. And I'm thinking to myself, didn't you win the tag team championship?
No, that was wild.
With your best friend before she decided to throw it in the trash can because she decided you weren't worth her time?
That was wild.
And then Giulia comes in. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That was just disrespectful. Like, I was shocked.
She doesn't give a damn no more. That's how I know she's lost her mind, when she forgot that she had one friend with her. Then Giulia comes in, she says she's had enough. And she tells Roxanne, you ain't nothing without a title, because that's exactly how she's acting, first of all. And then she tells Bayley she's going to beat her too. And then one of them is going to survive the beautiful madness. Charlotte Flair comes in with a better reception versus yesterday, which we all know, which I watched. And I was also thinking, thank God she has a better outfit on than yesterday, because she looked like she was so restricted in that jacket. I was like, how the hell is she moving? But she tells that NXT that the queen has come home, and that if everybody remembers the last time she won the Rumble and won the NXT title for the second time, I was thinking to myself, I didn't even like it when you won that year. I didn't want you to win that year. And I didn't
That was wild. Yeah.
And the fact that you wanted to challenge Rhea Ripley for the NXT tag title, the NXT championship, you won it, but it's still not included in your record. It was like the only thing that you got was putting Rhea over, which good for you, but if they had counted your NXT titles, you would have beaten your daddy's record a long time ago.
She's still going to beat it.
She is.
She's going to beat it. It's just going to take some time. And she tells Roxanne,
she's not far off. I think she's 14.
The pettiness in me wants her to beat it. Like how petty I am towards certain old ass, certain type of wrestlers that really were trash humans. I'm here for it. I'm here for breaking all the records. Break Hogan's record. Break Flair's record. Break all of their records. Like, please do it. Just for me. Like, I don't even care about Charlotte. She's my least favorite horsewoman out of the 4 horsewomen. And I still want her to break that shit. Only because there's nobody else that's really in there right now that I really kind of Becky's gone. I mean, I love Bayley, but she's the only horsewoman that's been actually consistent in a sense for a while. So
yes,
we got Jeffrey says keep Charlotte away. I think Charlotte and Giulia would have a really great match, but I don't want her winning that NXT Women's Championship. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you guys. I am conditioned that one day she's breaking the record. I already see a lot of people and they are so upset. Like, why are they doing this to Charlotte? Why are they giving her this and that? Like, it's clear what they want to do.
It's obvious.
And I'm not one of those people who go, there's a lot of people who just dislike Charlotte. Like, I agree with you, Freckles. She's my least favorite of the 4 horsewomen, but I've always given her props and her flowers because when she's out there, she does deliver. Because I'm not a hater and I'm not blind. I have to give the girl her credit. Sometimes people go, she's only there for her last name. And I sit here and go, and I think she uses in the promo one. She said, my last name might have got me through the door, but my talents kept me. And think about all the other second, third generation wrestlers who had some last names. And you know what happened? They opened the door and they said, thank you for your services, but no. So when I hear that, I think it's weak. I think it's pathetic. I sit here and say, come up with something more creative, because that thing that you've been saying for the last 5-10 years, that shit is old. Come up with something new. And I can promise you right now, you can't. You can't.
And I'm one of her biggest haters in a sense, because I always argue that, we love that, us as IWC fans, we love to talk about how many titles she had, but ignore how she got these titles, because 2 of those titles was from the help of Ric Flair. The other titles was literally hot potato fest between her and Sasha between 2017 and 2018. Like,
you know why though, right?
Between those 2 years, it was hot potato. It was literally like every 2 months that somebody had the title.
You know why they were doing that? Because they were just trying to add to her stats. Because, and I think the executive said this once when we were talking, and she was like, if you think about it, like, what is her runs are not long. I think the last one, and maybe he could correct me here, I think her last one was a little bit longer, but the other one, no, okay, he's saying no. All right, but I'm just saying she doesn't hold it for long, but obviously they're doing it so they can pat the numbers. They're trying to sit here and so they can get there. She's 14. I mean, I don't know what the results are going to be at WrestleMania, but
she has 16 title reigns. But again, they don't like counting NXT titles.
Yeah, they don't count NXT. Yeah, no, she's already.
So basically, she has what? 2 more. She has 2 more reigns to beat it.
No, 2 more to tie and 3 to break it. So but even then, Cena's going to probably break 17. He's probably going to do 17 before he retires, and Charlotte's probably going to be like a 20-time champion before it's all said and done. Because how old is she? She like what, 38, 39? I mean, I don't think she's retiring. She's not retiring. She's not retiring anytime soon. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think so.
She's always going to be in the title picture regardless, because she saw the Flair.
Because she's someone who has been in the business for a very long time, knows what she's doing in the ring, her promo skills, and she can put people over. Whether y'all like it or not, she can put people over.
And Jeffrey and Jeffrey, what he's saying here, because I can agree that if she wasn't booked to win someone, because sometimes that's what it's really, if you're being honest, it's the booking that you don't like with Charlotte. It is the booking. That's really what it is. Because if you sit here and say, and I had a friend who always said she's only there because of a Flair. I'm like, no, the girl's actually talented. Like, and this is coming from me. She's very, very talented. But when you look at the booking, it's annoying. And a lot of people get annoyed with the booking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be annoying, but unfortunately, we don't have control over the booking for most of these companies. But she did say that she was impressed at Roxanne's record, and that if she becomes a champion at WrestleMania, you're going to be runner-up.
That's actually true.
And she tells Giulia that the hype is real and she respects her, and that this is the greatest women's division in the world, but she's better. And then out of nowhere, we get Cora Jade attacking Bayley, attacking Giulia. And then you see Roxanne all panicky, like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said what I said earlier about my friend, that I have no friends.
Good for Cora.
Hit her. I was saying to myself, Cora, if you do not hit it, if you don't hit that girl, si tú no da un patazo a ese perra, which means if you don't.
Whoa! When I heard that, I saw the fire and my heart dropped. Because anytime someone breaks into Spanish, I go, whoa, ow.
So what I basically said was, if Cora Jade didn't try to swing at that BITCH, the point of all that happening was for what? And then when she did take a swing and Roxanne dodged, I was like, yes, Cora, thank you for seeing that your friend ain't really your friend no more, because she's going to leave your ass because she got called up to the main roster at the Vengence Day. So she's going to leave you all alone again.
You know, I don't. So with Roxanne, I see her definitely being called up. I don't think she's going to be called up right away. I don't know why. I keep leaning towards
in the back after Rumble saying that she got called up.
She did. She's confirmed to be called. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then I. Oh shit. I need to. My bad. I need to pay attention. My bad.
Who she? What brand she on now?
Is she on Raw?
They didn't say. They just said that she got called up, so we're gonna find out when that happens.
I think it's gonna be because Bayley's on Raw, so I think they're gonna continue this thing. So I think it's gonna be on Raw. But that's great. That's a great pickup.
For Zelina Vega over to Friday Night SmackDown. So
Yeah. No, I think though, because there's still some unfinished stuff. I think they're gonna finish up this championship thing, and I think there's gonna be this small program with Cora. I don't know why. I'm leaning towards. I think that they're gonna do that before she gets called. She is called up, but like her last feud before leaving NXT in general. But good for Cora for standing up for herself. I saw someone share this on Twitter, and they're like, she's gonna either win this NXT. I don't think she's winning any of these championships, but they said like she's going for the NXT Women's Championship, and she's going for the TNA Knockouts Champion. Good for her. She's going for all the gold. She said, I'm going to win something. I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving with something. So, yeah, no, good for Cora. And it's looking like a fatal four-way, which it was looking like that last week when Roxanne was saying all these nasty things for her. Yeah.
Well, the minute that she started putting the blame on Cora Jade for that title match, I was like, tensions are building. And
that was crazy. That was a little crazy. I was like, oh, wow. We just throwing people under the bus now. This is just...
and driving the bus.
Right. While driving it. Just throwing people under while you're the bus driver. It's crazy.
Bam, 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 bam. I'm sorry.
Like I said, heel friendships in wrestling teams only last so long before somebody turns on the other.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens had all the reason to have a crash out. I'm not gonna hold you. I was with Kevin. I think it was even wilder to wear you and your best friend's shirt as he's kicking your ass. That is a hell of a way to beat up your friend.
Well, I also find it ironic that they essentially switch gimmicks now than when they did the pandemic era with Sami Zayn being the conspiracy theorist and Kevin Owens trying to calm his ass down.
Yes.
Owens has become the conspiracy theorist.
They definitely switched.
Trying to calm that ass down.
I didn't say she was going to beat Corey. I didn't say Corey was going to beat Joe.
She's definitely not.
But after all that, we get Ava Raine in her office with security trying to keep.
No. And
she lectures Javon about attacking security while he's not clear, going with the refs while he's not clear, and attacking Ethan Page and getting your jaw broken again and still not being medically cleared. And that I got no choice but to suspend you. And that Ethan says, as much as I would love that, I don't think you should do that to him. I think you should punish him by putting him in a match with me. And she says, they can have a match on Vengence Day, which is next weekend, if he's medically cleared.
Does anyone else think that
jaw medically cleared in less than 2 weeks after it getting hit in the face again?
Oh, now she wants to do her job. I mean, does anyone else just find Ava really selective when stuff happens? Go ahead, Freckles.
I've been trying to give, because I love Ava. Somebody that I know, somebody that I know, knows her personally and everything. But I love Ava. But yeah, she really has been on this picking and choosing who she decides to buck at.
Thank you.
And I'm not really for it in a sense. Like her energy has been misplaced. Like the way that she came at Trick before, the way that she came at Javon, it's like she doesn't do that to some of the heels in NXT. So I'm with you on that one, Jack. Like she has really been selective in who she comes at.
Yeah, like that ref, he should be punished. And nothing has happened. I agree, Freckles. Thank you. 100% agreed. Ava, look, I know you're trying. Look, I remember when I was, how old is she? 22, 23?
Yeah,
all I gotta say is I give her props because I know in my 20s I accomplished absolutely nothing. So I give her all the flowers in the world. Good for her. I know I had a glazed donut, and I love me a glazed donut. Go ahead, carry on. I'm sorry. Made myself hungry.
So after that, we got Hank and Tank being talked to by Briggs and Inamura, and they
these guys again. They're just so much a file for harassment.
So they can get a title opportunity. So they got their opponents. Then you got Ridge Holland walking up to the D'Angelo family, and now he says Tony's got a look on his face saying he knows that if he got a true one-on-one title match, he would lose. And Tony D's like, you got one weeks ago, but he says Izzy Dame messed that up. And they're arguing back and forth. And then Izzy Dame is like, well, what about a cage match?
Yeah.
And he says he doesn't need the family to beat him. And that's fine by him. Which they keep going back and forth with Ridge Holland bringing up the family. And I'm thinking to myself, you got the Sean Spears occult behind you. And you saying that he needs people to help? What about you? I mean, you guys are teaming with a couple of the most boring people as far as promo work in NXT to try to make them entertaining, but it's not working.
It's not.
You sit there and tell me that what Sean Spears is doing is helping these two in any way, shape, or form. They just
what's the I'm sorry. What is? I'm sorry. I'm blanking because I know the other guy is Jensen, but what's the other guy's name again? I'm sorry. I blanked on it.
I don't remember.
It was Nico. Okay. Yeah. I did say it is Nico. Yeah. I'm sorry. I really actually blinked on his name. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're there. They show up every now and then. I don't know. They're there. I don't have no like negative thing to say except like they're there. I'm indifferent.
Because it wasn't entertaining.
They're like they're kind of like, you know, like Team Rocket was like a serious group, but then you had Jesse and James and Meowth.
Right.
Difference,
Jesse right, and we thought the whole time that they wasn't a serious group until we saw.
My point is that's what what these guys are. They're the Jesse and James. Although they had a banging intro to people, make it trouble, make it double. That was fantastic.
Prepare for trouble, make it double. Listen,
I loved it.
If I wanted
to. Palms and nations, boy.
Jesse. I'm glad to see this is so.
This is on dressing as Jesse with James hair from.
That would be so fantastic.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You gotta get a Meowth.
Yes,
I just get the Meowth doll. Yeah. I always thought his origin story was so great. He wanted to learn how to talk so he can impress his girl, and that girl was still not impressed. I thought that was
like.
All their backstories.
Oh God, this is going. I hope this don't get me canceled. But that was like the pure evidence of certain people just don't know what the hell they want. Like she was ungrateful. She was. I'm trying my best not to get. I'm trying my best not to say this they get me canceled right now. But
please don't. Please don't, Vegeta.
We will discuss anime and cartoons, and we will talk all our opinions. And if we get canceled, so be it. I don't care. I got opinions of anime that can get me canceled, and I don't give a damn.
Because I'm just saying. I'm just saying. She
no offense to you with the shirt you're wearing. Dragon Ball Z is overrated.
She was. Wow. My heart.
I mean, honestly, that attack really definitely damaged your armor. Like the way she said that, it really attacked your armor. Like
and I'm wearing Vegeta's whole shirt.
I know
you are. Charmaine says she doesn't like Jesse and Jayne. I don't know who Jayne is.
She probably meant James.
I know.
She made me Jacy Jayne, which
I love her. If she told me to be a Bill Goldberg fan, I would be a Bill Goldberg fan.
Nah, ain't nobody gonna make me be a Bill Goldberg fan. I'm from Georgia, and
y'all don't play Bill Goldberg.
I just don't. You know, as a kid, I liked him because of how powerful he was. But like,
please,
but then once you start growing up and you just start looking like, oh, this motherfucker can't really wrestle. And then of course the catastrophe that we saw, and not only the last WrestleMania he did, but in that last match he did with Taker, that was just good God. That was it. Some people just gotta learn how to let it go. And Goldberg and Ric Flair just need to learn how to let it go.
So would you say your reaction is when you saw Bill Goldberg have that match, this was you?
That was me. That was me. Because I was a huge WCW Goldberg fan. I don't know what happened when he went to WWE. Like it just was not him. The only good feud that he had really was The Rock. And even watching that match again, it wasn't that great in my opinion. But when he came back, the only thing that I was excited was him fighting Brock, because at the time I kept hating Brock because how dare you leave WWE to go to UFC and then bash WWE and say that how fake they were and how not real they were. Then you kept on getting your ass whooped, and the only reason why you became the champion is because of the fact that you was a wrestler and you out wrestled people that actually wasn't wrestlers. They were just jiu-jitsu guys. They didn't have no hands. But then when you actually fought somebody who had hands like Cain Velasquez, you get your ass whooped. When you fought the other guy, Alistair Overeem, you got your ass whooped. Basically, you can't fight people who can strike just the same as you. So Brock is like a bully. He only talks shit against smaller people. And I still can't forgive him for what he did to Kofi Kingston. Justice for Kofi.
No, a lot of people do.
Kofi Mania, the big thing, and then he destroyed him in under 10 seconds. That was a
terrible
tragic.
That was tragic. What we got next? What's the
Karmen versus Kelani Jordan, with Kelani
wow.
coming in some black and white and gray gear and darker makeup and else. It's like this is a small, subtle step to her having having her official heel turn.
Yep.
And then we got Karmen coming out when the commercial stopped, and then we have Ashante in the back, and then with Vic questioning about should Karmen listen to people's warnings about Ashante to her, and then Vic Joseph said you don't mix business with pleasure, and then you got Corey Graves agreeing with him, and I'm thinking to myself, aren't all three of y'all with people that y'all met while you were working? Booker T don't got no room to talk because he's been with Sharmell for a very long time, and they met in WWE. Corey Graves don't got no room to talk because he met Carmella while he was working in WWE, got divorced from his wife, and then got together with her sometime later. And Vic Joseph got together with Mackenzie while they were working together in NXT. So even though Vic Joseph didn't say anything in regards to that, none of them got no room to talk about that, number one.
Obviously, I need to work in WWE NXT so I can find me a bae. Because it seems like that's the only way that me actually having someone is going to work.
Well, it depends on what couple you're talking about, because some of them have known each other before being signed to WWE. But anyway,
it doesn't matter. Like once I look, I'm gonna act like I'm at like Carmelo in that regards. I'm gonna act like Carmelo. I'm gonna shoot my shot. Like I'm just gonna shoot my shot. And eventually it's not gonna miss. But I ain't gonna be no homeworker though.
And
there we go. I respect that. That's a round of applause because I like that. You know?
But if you single and you in NXT,
listen,
maybe you and Jeffrey can link up.
The second I find out that they're taken, I'm immediately like, no, I'm instantly unattracted to you because you're in a relationship. You're a taken person. I do not go for that at all. But anyway, we have them going back and forth. The match was good, and then at some point during the match, Jada Parker, another moment that Dice might have loved, came out to distract Kelani, and then you got Karmen diving down onto Kelani after Kelani had dived down onto Ashante, and then Jada did join commentary, and then Vic and Booker and Corey were calling Vic out, like, why are you bringing up history from before? Why are you talking about Jada like she's not here? Well, listen, he's just doing his job. He's just bringing stuff up just to make a point with what's happening. And you had Kelani win by getting Karmen to tap out. However,
that was wild.
This was
so confusing. The ending was so confusing.
Reverse decision, so via DQ, Karmen wins the match.
Are you kidding me? You know what I'm about to say about these refs. These refs are just
they reverse that.
I mean, that is a common thing in wrestling. Yes, that is it. When you're kicking too much ass, the ref says, "Oh, you want to do more," and they've done that plenty of times. I just sit here and
the match is over, and you're still holding on to somebody, getting them to submit to knocking their asses out and not listening to the ref. You going wind up getting DQ'd.
And obviously, when they did this, it's to add more into the layers of Kelani Jordan going into this, having more of an aggressive side. I'm going to say productive, but more of an aggressive side. I dig it. I mean, I was surprised with the submission because how often does Kelani wins with a submission? So I was like, oh, that's dope. That's new.
Dang, that is a good point.
And I like that. So I think when she starts getting more aggressive and stuff, like, yeah, she'll still be, do the high fly stuff, but I can almost imagine, I can almost see her changing her style a little bit once she gets away from the bubbly, glad to be here, babyface stuff. So no, this is cool. This isn't the first. Okay, so thank you for that, Jeffrey. I'm being corrected here. This is not the first time she's won with a submission. I did not know that because I just never seen her win anyone by submission. But yeah, I like this for her. I like it for her because I like Kelani.
Okay.
I just think she needs personality. She just needed a little something more. She needed more than I'm so happy to be here.
This is heel turn. It'll actually work on her, unlike Eddie Thorpe.
I don't even think like. Okay, so maybe this is a heel turn, but maybe this is more of a baby face.
And
I was gonna say more of a baby face with a more aggressive edge. Who knows? Because I don't see her out healing Jada Parker.
No one's saying she's gonna out heel Jada Parker. Worth the damn.
Oh,
I'm just saying it'll probably get her a little bit more.
Right. So I don't know.
But I do want to see, and George said it in the chat. I do want to see that. Honestly, I do want to see Jada Parker versus Kelani. Like,
I think we're getting that. I don't know if it's gonna be on Is it gonna be Avengers Day? Because
I doubt it. I doubt.
We got 1 week left. So far we got the Women's North American Championship, the NXT Championship, the women. That's 3. So I mean, Javon. Listen, Javon's gonna be clear. They're gonna have that match. So that's 4. Yeah. So maybe we do get one more match because usually they like to keep it 4 or 5 matches. So yeah.
Maybe with the tag match that's happening next week, which we're gonna talk about that anyways. Maybe that'll get added.
Love you too, Charmaine.
That's so nice.
But we get Stephanie being interviewed in the parking lot. She says she
coughed?
No, she didn't cough.
Okay.
She says that she is the AS Fuego, which she is fire, and that she will do everything in her power to rise from the ashes, and that it's no different for Fallon Henley's title. She says that Jacy Jayne can't help her, Jasmine Nix can't help her, and that she'll see her in hell. Then we get
that's very fucking rude.
We get Bayley storming into Ava's office, demanding a match against Cora. Ava says there's timing issues. Bayley says, I don't care when or how. Ava gives her a match for next week. Briggs and Ina Moore roll up, and they both get tag matches for next week. Ava makes it a triple threat after being like, okay, you guys want a match and you want to prove yourself that you can get a match against Fraxium. I think that's a good idea. So we'll have a match with Hank and Tank and the No Quarter Catch crew. And Axiom says if they beat those teams, they'll definitely deserve a tag title opportunity. And then we get A-Town Down Under being interviewed on their way to the ring, talking about how great they are, that they're going to win. And they disagree of who's going to win on Vengeance Day between either Waller and Theory. And Waller smooths it over and says that one of them's going to win no matter what. And then we get A-Town Down Under versus Oba Femi and Trick Williams, which I knew that the shenanigans between Trick and were going to happen, that they were going to want to argue and not getting along, because I was at an NW taping on Sunday, and there was a couple indie wrestlers that I've seen before wrestle that don't normally work together, as far as I've seen, by the names of Dante Casanova and Damon Fenrir. And they went up against, I can't remember the exact tag team they went up against, but they were having the whole thing where trying to work together, but having like differing ideas and it not working out to where they lost. And that was the case with these two. They weren't able to work to get along. There was a moment where Waller hits Trick, and Trick ends up hitting Oba Femi to the point where Oba drags Trick out when he's trying to run the rope.
I saw that.
And they start arguing back and forth. And then as the match goes on, Eddie Thorpe comes in, hits Trick with the bull strap, the leather strap.
Yeah.
And then they win by getting a pinfall on Trick Williams, and then after it's over, Eddie Thorpe keeps hitting Trick with the strap and stares up.
Nasty work.
The nasty that.
And we get the show getting the whole color screen thing, like when there was no anything on TV back in the days, and then we get
the
brief shadow shot of 4 people standing. So
that looks like a damn Wyatt.
Somebody said that apparently one of those people is from No Catter. No Quarter Catch Crew.
Oh, yeah?
There's one that had a do rag on. I think he's like the far left. But the other two, I have no idea who.
Well,
I honestly,
no quarter catch crew wearing a do rag. So the
What
only
do
one that
you-
could wear a do rag in the no quarter catch crew and not get called out would be Tavon Heights.
Yeah.
Because if
I don't know.
Wells tried to do that, and if Charlie Dempsey tried to do that, they would get called out and canceled.
So I'm curious who's those for. But I'm still mad about the fact that out of all times to have
There we go.
Eddie Thorpe whoop a big black man on freaking Black History Month. This reminded me of this. I wanted to be this person so bad when it came to when I saw Eddie Thorpe. I was like, no, my whole Django came out. I was like, how dare y'all?
Listen.
Whoop.
I have a question. Would you rather them be like AEW, who pretends to give a damn about their black talent on February and gives them all the championships and then takes it away a month or less later?
Honestly,
nobody can tell me I'm wrong on that because it's happened.
Yeah, you're not wrong with that because they really.
I don't know enough about it.
I'm just glad.
I wonder which
I'm glad.
Going to win a belt in the next couple of days.
This is why I'm glad.
Will Max Caster finally get his own solo belt?
I hope not.
No, he's never going to get one, even if he calls himself the best wrestler alive.
No. I'm just glad that I'm getting at my hometown. I get to see Ricochet versus Swerve. I've been huge fans of both of them for the longest amount of time. Even back to Lucha Underground days, and then fast forward to
love some Ricochet love in this house.
You know what I'm saying? Fast forward to Swerve being in Evolve days here in Atlanta. Also at the same time, you had Swerve, you had Austin Theory around that same exact time. Adam Cole and the Street Profits came. The Street Profits actually won the tag team titles here in Atlanta during Evolve. So many people. Leon Ruff was on that card. Freaking Darby Allin was on that card. Like so many people. So definitely have big love for them too. I hope Ricochet wins, but I love Swerve as well because I always argued that Swerve was that guy that WWE just missed the mark on heavily. Between him and Keith Lee, they definitely could have been breakout stars. They definitely could have been like Swerve. Definitely could have been a Mello, but Mello times 2. Like where Mello is at.
But the way they started getting utilized in WWE, especially
right,
called up when they got rid of the rest of Hit Row, it started going downhill, and then he wound up going to rival company and doing better there. And then they called the rest of his former crew back, and then they got 2 of them and got let go. One wound up being in SmackDown, then being put down to NXT, now having to act like he's in love with Carmen. And the other one is wrestling over in TNA, living his best life.
Dollar is really living his best life. Right? AJ is definitely.
I know. I've seen him at shows, and I've talked to him. Nice guy. And I look forward to seeing him at TNA whenever that happens. I will gladly wear my Jason Navarro shirt because I have no shame.
Yeah. Rico Hill.
I ain't gonna lie, I do. I was trying my hardest because of one God in
Atlanta gets full of wrestling, so does Florida. Central
Florida.
We are.
I'm gonna lie. We're literally we're literally getting back to back to back. Like last week, of course, we had all the WWE come down, NXT and Raw. This week we got AEW tomorrow, and then we got MLW on Saturday with the very own Matt Riddle. Is going to be there. We get a super fight.
Listen, I'm going to MegaCon this weekend, and we have Bizarro Wrestling over there, and we got Danhausen making an appearance on Friday, and we got Matt Cardona that's supposed to be in that show sometime this weekend. So, guess who's bringing out their Chelsea Green cosplay to have no shame?
I mean, honestly, if he's going to show up, you have to.
That makes all the sense.
Last year, I'm doing it again.
Hey, freaking Matt Cardona is going to be there. That's dope. I always kept on wondering what, and it was so funny because I did just see a recent interview about Danhausen, and he was just like, "Yeah, they just told me, hey, don't show up for a while. You can stay, but you." Was that
the Chris Van Vliet? Because I didn't listen to it.
It was like basically like you can stay, but they really had nothing. They had nothing for him at all. Like they had no plans.
That probably explains why he was able to take this booking, no problem.
Yeah. That's probably one of the better things to at 8, because you know with WWE they don't let you once you sign with WWE
No, more so now you can.
Well, now you can.
Sure.
Depending on what shows. Depending on what shows you can.
Sure, that's fair. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. But I was just saying all that so because he could do all the things because he got to still make income. So good for him. Jeffrey said they never had
nothing for so. That is true. That like AEW, and that's my problem with AEW because it's like they can become a solidified number 2, but if the partnership
solidified number 2.
So
if the partnership between NXT and TNA goes the way that I think it may end up going, and TNA gets a better TV deal,
that would be good.
They could be the new number 2.
It could.
AEW's getting stale.
AEW Women and Friends can stop dogging on us calling TNA number 2.
Like, unfortunately, AEW is getting stale, and I hate saying that because of the feuds that they had, but it is getting stale. Like, there's MJF is there, but his aura for me is not working anymore. Like I said, you got Swerve, you got Will Ospreay, and unfortunately, Will Ospreay is great. He's a phenomenal wrestler. I love him to death, but it's like they're using him as more gimmicky than actually displaying
There's
him.
only so much that company can do before.
So I'm gonna I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but real quick because it's almost midnight here. Jeffrey's saying that TNA is really good.
It has.
I believe it. And
my rankings for wrestling shows for me as far as women's division: WWE, TNA, NWA, and then AEW.
Yeah, AEW justice for Queen Anamana, first of all, and justice for I almost called her
75%.
So real quick,
I almost called it Amber.
I'm gonna reel you guys in because I'm trying to hang in here with you guys. But real quick, why don't we plug some things and then we can talk about it off air. So we want to thank you guys for watching Unpopular View, the NXT trio. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yes.
Hit these social medias: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button so you know when we're on the air. If you're on Twitter, or X, however you want to call it, like it, share it, and repost it, retweet it. If you're on Facebook, please share it in your wrestling group chats. We appreciate that so much. And we have a Patreon, so please subscribe to that. That would be fantastic. Real quick, I'm saying all these things. There's links and all that stuff. There's so much going on UPR Wrestling. Sabrina, Estella, you want to tell the people what's going on in UPR?
Well, on Monday nights at 6 p.m., we have the Mike Knox Show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Monday nights, following Monday Night Raw, we have the Executive Consultant and Big Daddy Cool, I am guessing. Then you got the NXTrio on NX Tuesdays. AEW Women and Friends with Cactus Katie the Sheriff and Mad Dog Kelly joining with news. Top 5 and/or prediction shows on Thursdays, depending whenever we have an idea when it comes out. And Friday Night SmackDown on Saturday afternoons. You have the SmackDown Penitentiary with the Wardens of the Z is Silent and Vic the Mark.
Yes, please check out all those shows. There's something for everybody. That's the name of that little video right there. I mean, we're here. There's also the EC and Big Daddy Cool. And like you said, all these other great hosts, so you can check them out. We appreciate you guys. We see you guys. I mean, you guys are crazy because it is 11:45 and you are up with us. And we very much appreciate you guys being here. But we also have side projects that's still part of the whole UPR universe or globe or galaxy or whatever the hell you want to. I almost cussed there, but I caught myself there. Let's start with you, Freckles. I mean, you do stuff on Twitch. You said you've been rocking Marvel Rivals, almost a legend.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the game.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. This game has been stressing me the fuck out. Like playing Marvel Rivals rank is ridiculous at times. But you can catch me. I'm definitely going to be going on Fridays. You can catch me on Twitch. The same name, Frecklesensei, is definitely on Twitch. You're gonna catch me on Fridays. We also this Thursday, starting around 7 o'clock, we will be reviewing the UPR entertainment section. We'll be reviewing the last of our Captain America reviews with Civil War. And I will say Iron Man was right. I don't give a damn. But anyway, check us out. Check us out that time. It's going to be the Wolfpack Trio with me, with Vic Mark, and also Mike Papa Knox. The Wolfpack Trio. We dub ourselves the best trio in all of UPR entertainment section. And also, I think that's about it. Because after that, we're going to surprise y'all with what else we're going to be reviewing. It's definitely, we still going to keep it comic books, but y'all don't know which series we're going to review. It's going to be more than a trilogy, but we're excited. Well, we're definitely going to talk about the Fantastic Four trailer soon. And also for those that are gamers, because I did do this last week, for the gamers in the world, everybody that knows how to fantasy book, that claims how to fantasy book, that feels like they're the best damn GM since Adam Pearce and freaking
Nick Aldis.
Well, I wasn't gonna say Nick Aldis. I was actually gonna say I was gonna say my homie holla holla holla, but if you think that you're better than these people, if you think that you're a better booker than Triple H, if you think you're a better booker than, well, everybody's a better booker than Vince Russo, but if you feel like you're a better booker than these people, then we have a challenge for you. Get 2K25 if you have a PlayStation 5. Starting April 1st, we will be running a whole entire 2K25 tournament. Now, I know what you're already thinking. You can't wait to be second place because first place is already taken by yours truly. But if you want to get second place, please, by April 1st, get the game. The game comes out March 14th. I know that a lot of us is not going to have the Bloodline Edition money. This is why we have a Patreon, so I can get it. But anyway, please join in, enter in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lit. And that's about it.
Sabrina, Estella, you do some great stuff too. So why don't you tell the lovely people watching what it is that you do?
Well, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally South and record wrestling matches to put them up on the interwebs so that people can see what great indie talents can do, some of which who may or may not get lucky to get signed one day. And I will be at MegaCon this weekend getting my nerd on, so I will be dressing up all weekend, and there will be a wrestling show happening that weekend with, like I said, appearances by Danhausen and possibly Matt Cardona. So I will be filming those videos and putting them up over the weekend.
Yeah. Look forward to that stuff. Look forward to all the stuff that you, all the guys.
And I'll be posting up pictures of me in my cosplay, so you can
absolutely
look on my Instagram,
as you should.
Normal Instagram, my cosplaying Instagram accounts, _Stellar_Sabrina.
Before I plug stuff here, I'm gonna just highlight this. Jeffrey is even more crazier than us. He is up, so we appreciate you big time, dude. George wanted us to know the Lakers are beating the Clippers.
You wanted to
we got brother. The Clippers are always going to be little brother to us, so they ain't nothing.
We got David Valentine. He said the NWA is quietly rebuilding himself with territories under the NWA banner and are trying to get a good TV deal. They are currently being shown on X on Tuesdays at 6:05.
Yes,
Did not know that.
Didn't know that either.
Which they have been rebuilding their brand ever since Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins bought NWA and is now their president.
And he wants us to know the Lakers are busting the Clippers. That sounds very inappropriate.
It's 98-75 right now. This is an ass whooping.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody busting anything. This is very uncomfortable. We got Matt. You guys think the Wyatts? I honestly thought at the end, I thought that was the Wyatts. Honestly thought that was
SmackDown. So
I don't know who the Wyatts target right now. Probably Judgment Day.
Target yet. They're gonna have their fun.
I don't know who they're gonna target. I mean, I think they only target you if you break the law. Like if you jaywalk, they're just gonna beat you up. That's what I got out of them. Basically. But I don't know. But myself here, I have a podcast. It's called the Big Pop Theory Podcast. We are on episode 89. We are going to be doing 90 this week. I'm very proud of it. I'm trying to do some new stuff, getting some new intro. I asked one Mama BadGuy. I said, Mama, I can't pay you. Can you do some audio for me, please? She said yes. She agreed. I wish that she had bought me that car bed frame I was promised when I was 5, but I love my mama. I am a mama guy. Shout out to Mama BadGuy. See, how can you not like mama? I love mama. If you don't like your mama, I'm not going to say anything. But mamas are great. Let's go with that. But there's links to all our stuff. There's links to his Freckles Twitch, a link to Sabrina Stella's YouTube, and a link for the Big Pop Theory. See, I was thinking about making that my name, Jeffrey. Oh, you said Mama BadGuy. I was going to say bad guy, Mama. Like that. Yeah, Mama BadGuy. Yes. AKA the final poobah. That's her name, the final poobah. She did make me submit. I taught her the sharpshooter, and she did a fantastic job. Thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me of that. I think that is pretty much everything. Thank you guys again. We'll be here next week. I'm pretty sure something's going to happen next week that's going to very upset me. But I'm glad that you guys were here. We hope that you enjoyed the show. I'm just going to put this picture up one more time because this is fucking hilarious. Because that is hilarious. Like, why he really have a butt for a chin? Like, someone should censor that. That is fantastic.
And that was on PBS. That was on PBS Kids.
That was on PBS Kids, so people saw a butt face.
Yeah,
terrible.
It was on PBS Kids.
It was a cartoon about math. Of course, it was on PBS Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Dragon. I remember Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales was a fun show.
I remember the song. I remember the chant.
Oh, was it something with all my heart to fly with dragons?
All my heart to fly with dragons in the land apart.
You know, the show got bad when they added Enrique Iglesias or whatever that kid name was. I remember. I remember I saw that. I said, "Who the fuck is this kid?"
We're going on a tangent.
Oh yes, we are. Let's go. I know we had to reel it in. Where's our outro? Wipe your butt chin. Yeah, there's not enough wipes to wipe that ass. Where's our outro? Here's our outro. Bye, guys.